along, and Uncle Terry like picks it up and he goes, yeah. He goes, this is like a black cobra in the desert, and he goes, like a snake, and like he's like, this is like my black cobra in the desert. You could run a chain gang with one of these, and I'm like, how would you sneak it into prison? He's like, I don't care. Stick it up my ass if I got to. he's like in prison. He's like in prison's rough. He's like, lost all my teeth. He pulls out false teeth at this point to reveal that he indeed has no front teeth. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? He's like, a nigger. He had a lock and a sock. Hit me in the mouth with it. And I'm like, what did you do? I killed him. He's like, I killed him. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess that fixed that problem. Hell yeah, it fixed it. He's like, in prison, you gotta be mean. You gotta be hardcore. He's like, I'll eat an asshole if that's what it takes. I'll bite their lips off. I don't care. I'm like, all right.
I'm never going to prison.
So at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I don't think we need your services, Terry. We're going to be moseying on out, but good luck to you eating the assholes and, running the chain.
Lips.
And that was the last time I saw him.
This is just craziness.
That guy ran bare-fisted fighting, like a bare-fisted fight club at the trailer park, in which your entry fee was a case of natural light. And I'm not joking. It was winner take all, dude.
I wish I had some epic stories to tell.
It makes me realize if I ever have a shootout with the cops, I'm going to get clapped at the end of it. I ain't going into cuffs. Ain't no asshole eating for me.
All right, we've got 2 topics on the board here: police beating and the Mac Pack that releases June 3rd.
Can someone tell me what police beating is?
It's when a police beats you. The stick.
Well, I have a lot of experience viewing that and stuff because, like, you guys know, like, there's been a lot of riots in Ireland. Like, you don't know about that. So it's plastic.
Apparently, the Irish sniper team sucks.
Yeah, no. Like, do you guys not know there's like a whole feud over religion here? Well, there used to be anyway. Like,
sure.
So Catholic and Protestants, and it was basically in the 80s and 90s, but in like early 2000s, I was about 6-7 years ago. I was probably like 9, 10 at the time. That was like the last ever like major event I saw, and like there was police in all the time, and I saw. I even saw like 6, 7-year-old kids get shot by plastic bullets in the leg and shit, and I don't know.
So can you explain the central issue between Protestants and Catholics? Like, it's hard to believe they're killing each other over the right to get divorced.
Yeah, well, I think it was early 1900s when the English came over, invaded Ireland, and claimed Ireland as their own, and then there was some agreement put out where the north of Ireland would become a part of the UK, Northern Ireland. I live in that part now. Wings, stop playing with the coin. So, I live in Northern Ireland, and there's people who refer to themselves as Republicans who would want a united Ireland. So they want no affiliation with the UK. But it used to be done by like all the paramilitary groups like the IRA. There's like 50 different types. I couldn't name them all. So there was ones for each side, like you would have the IRA and stuff like the UVF battling each other. And recently, it's all going to politics now. Like, people are starting to change their ways, but that was the last experience, like 9, 10.
I somehow didn't get the core of that. Why were Protestants and Catholics mad at each other? Is there a shorter version?
I kind of blanked out during the story.
All right, the basic view is Protestants believe that they can speak directly with God, and Catholics go through a priest. They go through.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
Like that's the difference. Like,
I know the difference.
But
I'm trying to gather. Is this what they're really fussing about in Ireland?
Okay, I'll tell you. It's about land. Okay, so people want united Ireland, and Republicans think that UK took over Ireland and they're meaning to do violence to get it back. Well, it used to be. It's all political now. Well, the majority of it. But in the terms of police beatings, like, I've seen police come in with riot shields and petrol bombs be thrown at them, and like stones and bricks, and I've seen like 6-year-old kids get shot in the leg with plastic bullets, and No, I don't know, like, what to talk about police beatings. What do you want me to talk about in that term?
So in my mind, it was.
I got a story about
police beatings. Talk about some of the U.S. ones and some of the like sort of undeserved police beatings. But Wings and Kyle have stories. I'll just be quiet. Let's hear them.
Yeah, you go.
Well, I was watching the video the other day. The video is probably 3 or 4 years old, and it kind of intrigued my interest on this story. Well, the thing is, we have a Georgia state trooper. He pulls over this guy who has been speeding and swerving. And it turns out this guy's like an amateur MMA fighter. And he's drunk. He's got a military background, and he has no part of wanting to go to jail. Basically, the cop tries to handcuff him, and the MMA fighter turns him out, elbows the cop in the mouth. And he kind of falls back, and he pulls his stun gun out. Well, down here in the southern states, I guess it's all southern states, the cops have this thing called a stun gun. I don't know if it's, worldwide, where it basically shoots 2 electrodes, and it jabs into your chest wherever it hits, and it shocks. Yeah, taser. Mm-hmm. And it basically shocks you. Well, he hits the guy with this, and the guy rips it out of his chest. So he immediately drops the taser and hits him with pepper spray. The guy takes the pepper spray, and the cop. It comes back to the cop because like, well, I was scared at this point because he's a real Southern guy. I was scared at this point because he wiped the pepper spray out of his mouth, and he said, "You're gonna need more than that, boy." So the guy gets the cop starts running. You see, he's on the dash right now. The cop starts running from this motherfucker. This is a big black guy too. He's like probably 300 pounds of muscle. He's like a Brock Lesnar looking motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
And this guy just gets this cop down and starts beating this cop.
Ooh.
I mean, he's got him by like the shirt collar and just full mount, just punching him in the head. So the cop pulls out his service revolver and shoots him in the stomach.
That'll hurt.
And it doesn't affect him. He is so jacked up on drugs.
Oh.
This reminds me of Left 4 Dead for some reason, like a charger.
I mean, he ends up shooting the guy 4 times. And the guy ignores it. The guy eventually gets off of him, and the cop's like all beaten. He is like disfigured and all. And the backup finally pulls up.
Hey, whoever's playing with the coin, seriously.
Wings, come on.
That's not me.
Pyro blames
everything
on Wings.
It's Wings.
Stop it, please.
And finally the backup comes, and they end up having to shoot the guy.
Wow. Well, again, right? He's already been shot.
He's already shot 4 times in the gut. I was like, wow. But let's talk about some of the premature police beating, because, police are generally dicks. Like, I've only had 1 speeding ticket my entire life, and it was in a school zone. Well, because the school zones around here, they're only school zones for like 2 hours a day. And I used to work swing shifts at where I used to work at MetGlass. And my time's always been fucked up for the last 6 or 7 years. I'm never on like a right schedule, and I don't even know what.
You're talking about your sleeping schedule.
Yeah, and it was like 8 in the morning. I would say like 7:40, which is 7 to 8 is a school zone in that area. Because the speed limit is normally 50 through it, but it drops down to 35 in that 1 hour. And I was going 45-ish. And I said they're trying to explain to the guy, I'm sorry for speeding, he wasn't having nothing about it, like this is usually a 50 zone, because I was upset I was getting pulled for speeding for 45 miles an hour, the zone is usually 50.
Right.
And he was just an outright dick about it, because I had to tell him I had a firearm, and then he wanted to get upset about that. I ended up having to be there like 4 hours while he took his sweet ass time checking the fucking code on the firearms, checking licenses, and I happen to have 2 guns in the back, too, so that's why it took him so damn long, because I had 2 rifles in my gun rack.
You have a gun rack in your pickup truck?
Yeah.
Could you be any more southern? Kyle, you have a gun rack on your pickup truck, too?
No.
Yeah.
No, I just put it under the back seat, dude.
See, I usually take the gun, I just take the bolt out of them and put them in the gun rack, because you're supposed to have them in plain sight. I mean, it's just against the law to put them under the back seat.
Well, you don't have it concealed? Carry license?
Yeah, but you're not supposed, like if it's a rifle or something, you got to have them in plain sight.
Not in Georgia.
Yeah, I don't think that's the rule here in North Carolina
well,
either.
The land of phonage. By the way, guys, watch this video I just sent you.
No, look, I hate it when podcasts do this, when they all sit there and watch videos and
yeah.
Look,
all right, for those of you out there in podcast